Today we are going to be graphing and finding points for the equation f of x equals x squared minus 1 and showing the shift of the minus 1 section of the equation. First, I will start with the basic equation y equals x squared and find the points, 3 points here on the table for that, and then after that I will find the points for y equals x squared minus 1 and I will graph both equations. First, you take negative 3 squared for the first point on the table, which would equal 9. And then 0 squared which equals 0, and put that into your table. And then take 3 squared, which equals 9 again. And anytime you have something to the second power, it will always be a parabola. And next, you point those points, or you plot those points on the graph. And as you can see on my graph, I have the 3 points labeled, and then I'll draw the shape connecting the dots. And that is the shape of this graph, y equals x squared. Now on to the minus 1 section. We'll plug in the same variables, but then we'll minus 1 from both of them and graph it the same way. So you take negative 3, square it, minus 1, which would equal 8. And next you do that for the following 2 points. So 0 squared minus 1, which equals negative 1. And 3 squared minus 1 equals 8 again. And there's my table, and next I'll plot the points on my graph and show the shift. And as you can see, there are 2 graphs, and the negative 1 constant variable shifts the graph just down by 1 point. All the points down by 1. And next we have to find the domain and range, which the domain is all the x values, and the range is all of the y values. So, as you can see from the graph, it keeps going on forever. And so does the graph, so all the x values would be negative infinity, infinity. And I'll show you how to write that. And right here, over here, would be how you write domain for all the negative infinity, infinity. And you must use the parentheses because it is an open variable constantly going. If you had less than or equal to the variable, then it would be a regular parenthesis, or a bracket, I'm sorry. Next we'll find the range, which is all of the y values. And as you can see on the graph, it goes till -1, so it stops there and continues on to positive infinity. And I'll show you how to write that. And with this one, we use a bracket because it is equal to -1. And that is how you find the domain, range, and graph y equals x squared minus 1.